What's up, everybody? Trinity here. Welcome back to the Second Street Marvel. I hope you're all having a very good day today. Here we are on Monday, the beginning, excuse me, the beginning of a new week. I hope you're all having a very good day. I apologize about not doing a live stream this morning. I picked this evening. I was actually here at the house just getting things ready to go out and see some customers today. I got, I run my own business and everything. I was getting everything ready. And, this morning, things just ended up going a little bit later than planned. And believe me, my kids were here helping me, getting everything ready. Went a little bit later than planned. Then I went to go stream. I set a time, and then I realized that my man Star Wars Santa was actually getting ready to do his live stream right there. And so I went ahead. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna push mine. I'm gonna go out, see some people, and then I'll be back. And we're gonna do a stream later this afternoon. I hope you're all having a very good day, guys. Thank you all so much for being here today. Let me see. We've got Johnny on the spot here in the chat. My man, what is up? I hope all is going well with you today, man. I hope all is going good with you. So anyway, guys, one of the things I wanted to kind of talk about was Spider-Man No Way Home. We see all these, they've got all these little trailers that are finally starting to come out. Like, it's funny. Once they finally gave us a trailer, they decided to finally start giving us even more, right? Kind of doing these little TV spots and things like that as well. Obviously, we've seen here over the past few days, the past week or so, they've been dropping more and more clips on Hawkeye, getting ready for its premiere this Wednesday, this Wednesday morning. And on Wednesday, we're going to be having my man Chillmonger here. He's gonna be here on the channel on Wednesday morning with us to talk a little bit about Hawkeye. Honestly, I haven't even read that Hawkeye series that this thing is based off of. The whole Matt Fraction, David Aja run. I haven't even read any of that. I was thinking about maybe reading some of that as kind of things go on here over the next few weeks with that. Kind of maybe compare what's in there compared to what's going on. Very interesting stuff with that. We'll probably talk a little bit more about some of that here in just a few minutes. But Spider-Man No Way Home, man. Everybody's been talking about this. We finally got the trailer. And everybody obviously has been going through and dissecting all kinds of things out of it. And a lot of cool stuff going on in this trailer. But, is it just me or does it seem to be a little bit much, right? Like, it looks good. I like the trailer. I mean, I actually even got hyped a little bit myself to see this movie. But it also seems like this is something that could be a movie that could be easily crowded with a bunch of stuff in it. But, there's a few things that I just feel like people are normally talking about that when we're talking about these Marvel Studios trailers that they're not really necessarily talking about here. Like, obviously, we know some of this stuff's manipulated. What's all manipulated in these trailers? What suits is Spidey really wearing? Is the Hulk in here somewhere and we don't see him? They digitally took him out since they seem to add him or subtract him from all the ads. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But obviously we see that they've got a lot of stuff going on here and everybody's speculating on all this stuff. But what are the things that they've manipulated? What are the things that we're not talking about here when it comes to this movie? What are we not talking about? One of the biggest questions. Look, it's Texvenger, my man. What is up? I hope you're having a very good day today. You know what? I got to be honest with you, man. I cheated on you today only because my kids had free meals from another place. They had free meals from another place. I should have took, maybe I should have took them to Chili's and been like, hey, yo, my man Lucas said that you guys would honor this if I came here to give you my business instead of this place. I should have done that. Anyway. Anyway, when it comes to this Spider-Man No Way Home trailer, I mean, what are the questions that we're not asking aside from, we obviously know they're manipulating it, but what are they manipulating? Obviously, I think some of the suits we're seeing manipulated. I think we're seeing some of the suits manipulated. One of the things I see a lot of people talking about is this thought of the Sinister Six coming in, where we've got Electro in here, we've got Reptile, obviously Sandman. You've got these three villains in here. You've got Doc Ock in there as well. We got four of them. That's four. Who? I mean, is there somebody else? Oh, we got Green Goblin in there. Now, are we making the distinction between Green Goblin and Hobgoblin? Are they like, I don't know, like, because like, or no, what was yeah, Franco kind of took on the mantle. He wasn't. Yeah. Anyway, the point being Point being is that everybody's talking about this whole Sinister Six type of thing, right? But the thing that we've noticed, if you're just looking by the trailer, just judging by what we see from the trailer, Doc Ock does not look to be like a villain in this movie. So what's he doing, right? What's Doc Ock doing there if he's not being a villain? You know, Sinister Six. I mean, maybe are they going to do the Sinister Six without Doc Ock? I don't know. I honestly don't know because I'm sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, that's the one thing, you know, everybody's like, he's a villain, obviously, and we can see like he's interacting with them in the trailer and everything. But what's his deal? Is he even going to be a villain? Like, we can't include him in the six of the Sinister Six. It looks like he's playing a somewhat good role. Like, it looks like he's friendly with Peter Parker here when he sees when we see obviously like what looks like the attack on the bridge and everything, and he's like, hey, you're not Peter Parker, you know, and that's when he kind of realizes. So very interesting there. Like, what, you know, like, what's his deal? Is he gonna be one of the villains? You know, like, very. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about all that, but I feel like Johnny on the spot says, "Did you see the shadow on Toby's dick, though?" Woo! Man, that's funny. That's funny. I'm not for sure. I know. Hey, I know that John Campia was scoping it out. That's all I know. That's all I know. Hey, he put his watermark on it. No, not on. No, not on. Well, he might have put his watermark on Toby's dick. I don't know. But what I mean, the picture. That's why he thought it was fake. You mean, are you saying that he thought that he was stuffing fake? He thought. Oh, wait. Yeah. Anyway, I think I feel like we're getting sidetracked here from what we're not asking. But that is a good question, and nobody was asking that though. Is if I seen the shadow on Toby's dick? Nobody was asking that though. And no, I didn't. I didn't see it. I should have, Lucas. I should have. I should have took it to him and said, "Hey, my man said that if I brought these in here, you'd probably be willing to do this." And you know what? And they probably wouldn't have forgot my son's order. Maybe they wouldn't have forgot my son's order if I would have went to Chili's. They might not have forgot it. And maybe the food would be better. The place that we went to, I even got a burger there too, and I was eating it. I'm like, man, this bun sucks. Like the food, like it tasted flavorless. I didn't taste no flavor in it. I was a little disappointed. But just for 6 to midnight. Whew. Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. But you know, but that's something I've kind of been wondering this whole time throughout these trailers. Oh man, now we're gonna be started. Through these trailers is seeing Doc Ock in there, and he don't seem very sinister. He don't seem like he's working against Peter. Now that's not to say that somewhere through the movie that he don't turn against him. That could absolutely happen. But I really don't feel like he's going to be one of the villains in the movie. And it's really kind of hard to say, like, how many of these guys that we see here are, right? How many of these guys that we see here in this trailer, in this movie, are going to be, how many of these guys are going to be real villains of the film? You know what I mean? Because we see, obviously, a confrontation with these villains, Spider-Man and all that stuff, and we know they're digitally edited out. You know, I'm telling you, what if it's Doc Ock that's there, and it's not other Spider-Mans? What if it's Doc Ock there fighting with Sandman, Reptile, and I'm just saying, right? But the other thing, I mean, just aside from all that, like, what's he doing there? What is his purpose? Having Doc Ock there not be a villain in that case, right? One of the things I do know, you know, my man Will Morgan was actually bringing this up about maybe they're setting up like a superior Spider-Man kind of thing, which I think would be very interesting if they did something like Superior Spider-Man. In this case, I honestly never read the original Superior Spider-Man. But that would be interesting, seeing as, you know, like you see Doc Ock there befriending Peter Parker, and in the trailer. It's kind of what it looks like. And going from there, I could easily see where something could go on and happen with that. Very, very interesting as far as all that. But like I said, it just seems like in this trailer there's just so much going on, and it leaves you asking so many questions. But again, what are some of those other questions that we're not asking? What are some more of those other questions that we're not asking? One of the other questions that I've got that I don't hear really anybody asking. I keep hearing this clip in the trailer over and over again. Is I keep hearing this clip of where I keep hearing this clip where he says "Oh, so the multiverse is real?" Was this clip just taken out of Far From Home? Because they talked about the multiverse in Far From Home. If you will remember, that Mysterio was actually sitting there talking to Peter Parker about the multiverse. I'm from a different multiverse. Your multiverse is this and that, and blah, blah, blah. I couldn't stop the elementals in my multiverse, so I came here to try to save this universe and stuff like that, right? He was talking about the multiverse. Very interesting. However, I do have to say that he was actually full of crap. That was just a story made up by Guterman, which was one of the guys who was there helping him, kind of his sinister group of people that were there helping him pull off the whole Mysterio caper. And that was, Guterman was basically the guy who was writing all the pitches and everything that they were using to trick Nick Fury and Shield, or it wasn't even Nick Fury, it was actually one of the Skrulls and Shield and all those kinds of things, which is very interesting. What Anyway, point being is we see man, sorry. I mean, just so again, lots of questions. Lots of questions when it comes to these kinds of things in this trailer, right? And it seems like there's so much going on, but how much of this, what portion of the movie is this? We know that Marvel Studios seems to have this thing where they always tell us, especially when Endgame was coming out, remember? And I thought it was kind of funny too, because like even with, I don't think they necessarily did it with Eternals so much, but where they like to show you just the first 15 minutes. Most of these clips are taken from the first 15 minutes of the film. Are they doing the same thing with this Spider-Man No Way Home trailer? Is all the clips we've seen so far for this movie in this trailer, are these all within the first 15 to 20 minutes of this film? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. We'll get in here and see what everybody's saying. Must have went to Applebee's. No. It was BJ's. Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't been to Applebee's for years, but last time I went, they were okay. But again, it's been years. Doc Ock is probably an anti-hero. He probably coerces Peter into the fact that in a multiverse, dead loved ones are all still alive. Allah, his wife, and Uncle Ben. Good point. Yeah, good point. Yeah, that makes sense. I like that. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe not in this case. Well, sound works great, everyone. Yes. Yeah, I take it. Were you here the other day when obviously you must have been when first started that stream off and I ended it. I was like, we're just starting over. I don't even know what that was. You know what's funny is I didn't even do anything. All I did was I stopped stream. I just stopped it and rebooted it. That was it. There was nothing else. Man, always something though. Always something, right? These dang live shows. But I like that. Yeah. Anti-hero trying to, yeah. Now, the other thing is we're speaking here about the multiverse and everything as well, and we hear him bring that up. Like I said, in the trailer, I swear that line that he says the multiverse is real. I heard it so many times. I don't even, man. But he says the multi. That's a line from Far Home. I swear they pulled that from Far From Home, because he said the same thing in that when he was talking to Mysterio. But the other thing here is, if this is a multiverse, and that's what we're talking about here, that's really ultimately what we're talking about here, is if that's the case, where's our universe's Norman Osborn? Where's our universe's Otto Octavius? Where's our universe's Electro? Where's this MCU 616? As Black Panther executive producer Nate Moore put it the other day when he disappointed everybody. Where are they? Where's our Doc Ock? Where's our Green Goblin for the MCU? Where's our Rhino? Where's our Electro? Where's our... Well, I guess we got our Mysterio. But you know what I'm saying. Where they at? Where's our Sandman? It kind of begs the question, like, obviously it don't have to, maybe it could be somebody we've seen, because if they're going with the whole multiverse idea and we see that he knows that Tom Holland Peter Parker isn't his Peter Parker, and he's not my Peter Parker, that Peter Starker, hashtag not my Peter. I bet you John Campy used the hashtag that's my Peter, huh? Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, if this being the multiverse and everything, how that would be, if that's what we're talking about here, obviously we see that these guys come from a multiverse. If they do come from the multiverse, they come from a different multiverse in which Peter Parker looks different. Right? You got Tobey Maguire Peter Parker, you got Andrew Garfield Peter Parker, and you got Tom Holland Peter Parker. And that's saying that if they're going to be in the movie. At this point, I'm pretty sure they're in the movie. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be super disappointed if they're not. But the point being, these Peter Parkers obviously look different from the Peter Parker that we have here. And that is something I think important being introduced in this idea here, is the fact that we've got this Otto Octavius coming in from a multiverse. We haven't met Otto Octavius in our universe yet. So who is it going to be? In this MCU 616. When you get into who's going to be the MCU 616 Norman... I guess it's Norman Osborn. He's going to be the Electro. I feel like bringing these characters in while introducing a multiverse, I feel like it's the time when you've got to maybe show this universe's version of those characters. And obviously it's an easy way to bring in this universe's version of those characters, because you find out who they are. Right? You find out their names. And I wouldn't necessarily say that it makes those canon to the MCU 616, but it definitely makes it part of the multiverse, which anybody worth their salt would say, yeah, not canon, but I don't know, man. I don't know. That's just some things I've been thinking about here, because obviously, you got a Peter Parker that don't look like the other Peter Parker in the other universe. We got 3 different looking Peter Parkers here. We've got villains coming in from from these other realities. There's even rumors out there. Isn't there even rumors out there now that we're getting Miles Morales in this? Is Miles Morales going to show up in No Way Home? Is he? Wouldn't that be interesting? I mean, I'm just saying, if it was, wouldn't it be interesting if, remember in the trailer, you see Mary Jane Fong and you see the hand and the glove, it kind of looks like Peter's black suit, but imagine if it was Miles Morales' suit. Is Lil Nas X playing Miles Morales? Oh, anyway. I'm sorry. I know. I'm going too far there. I'm going too far.
Bermuda, baby.
Oh man. I definitely think it's a callback line for sure. Yeah. The multiverse is real. Um, they never came into existence. Hence, Doctor Otto Octavius never killed his wife in the experiment. They didn't need a fusion reactor because we had Stark Tech, the fusion reactor. As far as what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Who never came to existence? Oh, those particular heroes in our universe yet? And that could be. That could be. Now the thing is like, because I was even sitting there thinking about that too. Like, say this is like the multiverse thing, and say like they find out like, oh, like Norman Osborn, are you talking about Harry? Oh, I know Harry. I haven't seen Harry since I was in, since we were younger. Like this is what like Toby or Tom Holland's like, I haven't seen Harry in years. He's gonna be a bad guy. Oh my god. Like, of course this Peter Parker's dumbass enough. He probably wouldn't get it. It's probably he'd forget. Anyway, the point being like come on, bro. I was dead on about Kang and Immortus. Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say I just seen the Bermuda Baby, and that's why I had to play that. They never came. Who like you saying like the other villains never came into existence? Yeah, and that very well could be. That very well could be. But I mean, in the multiverse, they're just not around yet. They would have yet to come around, right? Yeah, I don't know. Electro's outfit looks like Whiplash from Iron. I thought that too. That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I thought. Is it looks like Whiplash's getup kind of on Electro, right? Yeah. Yeah. I thought because it looked like he had the same kind of harnesses for everything. Yeah. That'd be very interesting. That'd be very interesting. If that was the case. Like we're like for one, where do you get it? Where do you get all the stuff at? Where do you get all the stuff at? But yeah. I don't know, man. There's just a lot. Like I said, there's just so much going on in this trailer that like, and again, it makes me think that it's one of those things like those Marvel Studios things where they're tricking us. Where this is probably all from the first 15 minutes of the movie. Because let's face it, even with a movie like this, as big as it's supposed to be and as big as they want it to be and everything like that, let's face it, they probably don't have the budget. Maybe they do. Maybe they do to bring in all of these actors for a lot of this movie. And that's what makes me wonder if this is all something that's just kind of at the very beginning, kind of setting up the fact that you have this multiverse of these different characters and everything going on. Maybe, what if none of these guys were like the real villain? What if, yeah. Maybe none of these guys are like the real villain overall for the film. There's got to be somebody, because like who's getting them all together, getting all the people from the multiverse together? Who's doing that? What for? Why? And just there's a lot of questions here. There's a lot of questions. And especially considering, well, I guess Sandman we didn't. I guess Sandman wasn't killed, was he? Sandman got to walk. Because in the trailer they say that line like, all these guys are basically these villains of Spider-Man. They're all like their destiny is to die or whatever. Maybe he's actually not talking about these villains, or however, because obviously Otto died. we seen Green Goblin die. Norman Osborn, he died. But like Sandman, he was let go. He was let go. Remember, didn't Peter let him go? I'm pretty sure he did. It's been a while since I've seen that one, but I'm pretty sure he let him go. But very interesting. Again, like I said, there's just so many questions that I feel like everybody's dissecting this whole damn thing for like, ooh, what's going on, and not asking like, what aren't we asking? I'm telling you, like, what's going on with this? If this is this multiverse, where's our MCU versions of Otto and all these other guys? They've got to be. I mean, they've got to be out there if there's a multiverse. These characters have got to be out there somewhere. Somewhere they've got to be out there. And it makes me wonder if they're even up to and doing the same things that they're doing in this universe. Because, obviously we noticed that Peter Starker is way different in this universe than he is anywhere else too. But anyway, let's see. Jared W, thank you so much for being here. Says it does look like a Whiplash suit. I couldn't remember if it was destroyed in Iron Man 2 though. No, it wasn't. As a matter of fact, well, that's very interesting because it looked like his original one, right? Didn't it look like his original one that he attacked Stark with? Can't remember if it looked more like the original one or the one, because later he had later he had the whole suit, didn't he? Later he had the full suit. And I don't think it was destroyed. I think Tony Stark just when that whole happened at the race, Tony Stark just went up and confronted him, and when he was there, he basically crushed and took out the basically Russian version of the arc reactor. He took it out. He got rid of it. He got rid of it. And which in the trailer we see that it looks like it's been placed by the Stark by an arc reactor. So it probably is the same one because I don't recall it being destroyed. I just remember they were fighting, and then after he basically took him down, he took the main power piece and took and crushed it and got rid. Well, actually, he scanned it and took the schematics and everything of it, seeing how it was put together. You know how Stark likes to appropriate everybody's technology. But yeah. Yeah, thank you so much for being here, Jared. Thank you so much for being here. Johnny on the spot says, so in the Marvel universe we have Stark Tech, so there was no need for Doc Ock to try his fusion experiment. In MCU, Octavius probably works at Stark Industries, and his wife is alive and ugly. Oh, man. That's funny. And ugly. Oh man, yeah, you could be right though. You could be right, yeah, because I mean, essentially, like the person would be the same. Not every situation is necessarily the same, right? Yeah. Demajana, my man, what is up? I hope all's going well with you, my brother. I hope you're doing well, man. I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain. Yeah, can't complain at all. Matter of fact, I was talking about this. I see we got Johnny here, but as well, I know I've been kind of talking with him about it, but I just got word from my lawyer's office. Signed some documents and everything on Friday. Coming up soon, should be getting the money in to replace my bicycle and all my equipment that was ruined in my crash. I should be getting a check to get my bike on order and getting everything all ready to go. But it's hard to say when my bike, even going in with all the cash, and be like, look, I got all this cash for my new bike. I might still be waiting till next year to even get my bike. And now that I'm looking at, I'm looking at stuff, I'm actually looking at. I'm like, dude, like I want my badass bike back, man. Like that, like I loved my S-Works bike, but I was looking like, I could probably get two badass bikes, and go from there and build. I mean, they won't be the S-Works version. I could go build two badass bikes too. But then I'll have more bikes laying around. My wife will be like, I got more bikes. But, hey, there's different, like, you need different bikes for different things. Anyway, moving on. Lucas Texvenger says, didn't the lizard go to jail at the end of that one? I believe he did. Yeah, I believe he did. So I mean, maybe that's the thing is maybe in the trailer what Doctor Strange is talking about is their their destiny is to die. Maybe he's not talking about these villains. Maybe he's not talking about these villains and everything. Maybe he's actually talking about somebody else, right? Maybe he's actually talking about somebody else because I mean, obviously he learned his lesson, like we've seen in like What If, kind of that like that whole scenario right there. I mean, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. Sandman. But yeah, I think he did go to jail. Sandman and Lizard are the only two that survived any of the Spider-Man movies, and Whack Goblin Jr. from the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I was gonna say, did he live? I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember what happened with him. But yeah, did Harry die? Like, why can't I remember? Why can't I like? I was sitting there trying to remember. Like, Harry didn't die, did he? They didn't bury Harry. Did they bury Harry? Did they bury Harry? Did they? Did they bury Harry? Nah. Nah. It's been it's been a while since I've watched it, but I'm pretty sure they didn't. Did they? Yeah. Please feel free to be. Apparently, I need to go brush up on on the ending of Spider-Man 3 because he didn't die in 2. Yeah. Um. Let's see. Oh yeah. Dixie, thank you so much for being here. You know what? You know what? I completely forgot, and I apologize, guys. This is something I actually completely forgot. I completely apologize. I forgot to put. I know. I forgot to. That's probably why we've only got 3 people here. I forgot to put Rittenhouse somewhere in the title. Damn it. Damn it. I'm obviously not that good at the YouTube game of clickbaiting. I forgot to put Rittenhouse in the title somewhere. It should be like Spider-Man No Way Home's Rittenhouse. Oh, instead of Holmes, it should be Spider-Man No Way Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse instead of home. House. A house is a home. People make homes out of houses. People use how I mean a home don't have to be your house. It don't have to be a house. It could be a trailer. It could be it could be a lot of things. It could be an RV, you know? But you're right. I completely forgot. I forgot to clickbait and put Rittenhouse in there. Sandman and Rittenhouse will soon have joint custody of CNN, and they have made Spider-Man gay yet? Nah, they haven't. Well, I mean, have you not seen Tom Holland, Peter Parker? I mean, he's a little. Oh man. Oh. But you're right. I forgot to put Rittenhouse. Damn it. Got to clickbait with that. I got to put Kyle Rittenhouse in the damn title. Yeah, I'm doing that tomorrow. We're putting Rittenhouse in the goddamn title. Yep. Yep. It'll just like the maybe the thumbnail will just be me like, and it'll just say like Rittenhouse. Like, well, let's do it. And yeah. We gotta learn to clickbait better. And that's certainly a trending topic that I need to be talking about. Certainly need to be talking about that. Everybody else is, right? Everybody else is. Yeah, it looked like the one he had when he attacked him at the racetrack. Yeah. Maybe Justin Hammer still has it. I don't know. I mean, did Hammer take that suit, or would it have just been just in Shield custody at that point? I don't know. I kind of feel like Shield would have it. I feel like it'd be Shield that would have all that stuff there. Let's see. Nice to hear. I hope you put that premium into the price factor for the claim. The premium. What premium? What are you talking about? What premium into the price factor? What? How's the back feeling? You know what? Honestly, when I talked about this a little bit on Friday, I woke up Friday like, And Friday, believe me, Friday was a busy day for me. I got freight in and everything, all kinds of stuff. That I've got to work for my business. It was a busy day, but Friday morning I woke up. I had to go down to Pacoima to pick up my order, and like the day before, and even Friday, and even the day since, I'm like, damn, man, like I feel good. I'm starting to get more, like a lot, more able to move a lot more, a lot less stiff, more movement coming back. Um Not really any serious pains. Occasionally I'm having some stuff, just some little weird things, and I'm not sure if it's, I mean, I'm sure it's probably because of all this that happened, but like it doesn't feel like it's a pain that's like something that's gonna maybe stick around. It feels like just like I need to go get a massage. I need to eventually go get adjusted and see just some of those different kinds of things. But other than that, I mean, been feeling pretty good. I've been feeling pretty good. I can't complain about how I feel. I've been feeling pretty good. Like the only time that anything really hurts is sleeping. When I go to sleep, sleeping it's hard. Like I've been sleeping on my side a lot. I normally sleep on my back, sleep on my side a lot. Either side. Occasionally on my stomach. Normally I would sleep on my stomach more, but like it still hurts when I sleep. It still hurts when I sleep. Like flat, like on the bed. I could probably sleep on our couch. It's a reclining couch and probably be just fine. But it's laying different. It's different. I could probably elevate my legs and stuff like that too. But there's just little things like that I've noticed. But yeah, other than that, I've been feeling pretty good. Like I said, I do feel like I need an adjustment and a good massage. And a good massage. But other than that, pretty not too bad. Well, what's that? I got I got hit by more cars. Oh, weird. Franco's Harry did get buried. Oh, did he? I was gonna say yeah. I was like, all of a sudden I couldn't remember. I was like, damn, man, like I don't remember. I don't remember. Yeah, yeah. A duder, what is up, my man? Adam, how are you doing, my brother? I hope all is going well with you. Dude, did you I can't remember. Did you do a Ghostbusters review? I didn't make it to see Ghostbusters yet. Maybe I'll take the kids to go see it tomorrow. It's Discount Tuesday. You definitely need different bikes for different things. Do you have a Hello Kitty bike for a certain Pride parade? You know what? I don't, but I've got stuff and accessories to dress mine up, and it's gonna look really cute. We're gonna get we've got some little pink highlights we got some ribbons. We got some ribbons, some little tassels that are gonna have little sprinklies on them. I've got a little rack. I've got a little rack that we're gonna put on there. We're gonna have some little cupcakes and then little panniers. It's gonna be really cute. I think you're gonna like it. Gay nobody, did you see the shadow on Spider-Man's dick? Everybody loved that shadow on Spider-Man's dick. That needs to be a song, right? Do we need to make a song of that shit? Everybody wants that shadow on Spider-Man's dick. It might be real, it might be fake, but that shit looks thick. Oh man, Electro looks fine. Yeah, Electro looks pretty good, man. And I like how it kind of even like on the facing, it kind of looked almost like the comic book kind of cheesiness to it. I like that. I like that. I'm okay with cheesy. Like I wish they would go full campy on this shit. To be quite honest, I wish they would go a little more. It doesn't have to be like it's okay. I'm okay with some cheesy shit. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. You know what? Give me some cheesy villain outfits, even cheesy superhero outfits, and cut the shit with the fucking lame comedy in these movies. Could we do that? Can we can we cut out the fucking lame comedy and just give us some campy suits? Hey, I'd be happy with it. What do you want? Yellow spandex? Kinda. Kinda. I do. I do. To be quite honest with you, Cyclops. Cyclops. Premium equals difference between MSRP and fair market value. eBay plus rush shipping on your wrecked bike. They should pay any cost of restoring your standard of living uh, beforehand. Well, well, I'll tell you. We didn't exactly have the receipts for my bike when I originally purchased it. But but what we did at the shop is he went through, is like, this is exactly what it would cost to replace the equivalent of your bike right now. This is what it would cost. The bike that you were riding, this is what it would cost to replace that now. Even though I think it was less. It was less. You know how I can't even remember when it was that I got the bike right off the top of my head. But whenever that was, it was cheaper than it is right now. It was cheaper. Now that was the other thing, is I was sitting there thinking, like, because I told my friend that works, I'm like, man, like, they need to pay it, because they didn't pay depreciation or anything. They just paid that. But I'm like, if anything, they need to pay extra, because shit's going up. It's not going down. But yeah, like they should. Yeah, but I was gonna say, either way, to get the bike that I'm after, like I said, it's gonna be at least almost a year wait on it anyway. Trust me, you'll feel it later. Broke my 3C vertebrae in a car accident about 15 years ago. Now I can predict the weather. Right. I hear you. Yeah. Well, I know, like, even from a few years ago, when I'm not even sure when it really acts up, but like, I've got a metal plate on my clavicle that occasionally it bugs me. Occasionally, like, it bugs me, like, when I wear a backpack and stuff too, because like the screws and just the plate, and it's kind of rubbing, and it sucks. It sucks. Yeah. Um, I reviewed it on Twitter. I wrote, I didn't like it much. You didn't like what much? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, you talking about Ghostbusters? All right, Ghostbusters. How are you doing, Aglax? I hope all's going well with you. Oh, no, that was Adam. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the Adam. Okay, you wrote it on Twitter. Okay. Aglax says, there we go. Aglax says, people who make nonstop bad jokes are real and deserve to be represented too. Well, they've got him, Aglax. Have you not seen all the lesbian stand-ups on Netflix? Jesus Christ. You want to talk about nonstop bad jokes? What? Okay, name a good one. Name me a good one. You got an argument? Show me, drop a good one down there, and I'm waiting. Oh man. Um, Good to hear. Yeah. And dude, I'm telling you, like, I finally got online, and I was looking last night. I got online because I got that message from the lawyers and everything. I probably have the money soon, but I got online. I was looking at bikes. I'm like, man, like, because the bike that I got is like the shit the pros race on, the shit the pros race, right? Like, it's the best of the best. It's the best of the best that you can get. As far as like the carbon layup and everything, the stiffness, the design, the everything that goes into this bike is the best, right? It's an S-Works. But as I was looking online, I was like, man, I could probably build me two pretty badass bikes for that same price. I could probably build me two badass bikes. They just wouldn't be the S-Works, you know what I mean? And that's what I want. That's what I always wanted, was the S-Works, and then my dream got crushed. I felt like Morpheus. When the Nebuchadnezzar got obliterated. I had a dream. Now that dream has been taken from me. Yeah. It's exactly how I fucking feel, to be quite honest with you. Didn't like it much, man. That sucks, man. That sucks. Sorry, I'm skipping back to the yeah. Act like this. Fuck 'em, get every penny. Yeah, and like I said, like they haven't been arguing about anything because like, and that's because my friend that works for the lawyers that are taking care of anything. When I gave her the receipts and everything, she's like, everything seems to be going smoothly. She goes, and she pretty much said because they got that we got to still got to go through the personal injury and all of that stuff. But as far as like the property damage, that's being squared away. She goes, if they were going to give us any pushback on any of this, they would have given us pushback when we submitted all those receipts for the property damage. They would have started giving pushback then. But she said they're just like, here you go. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. And I mean, and can we be honest? Rightfully so, right? Like, rightfully so. What is there to really argue here? You know what I mean? Like, there's like, if you wanted to argue about it, like, what is there to argue? I really don't think there's any grounds or any kind of basis to push back on anything. Like, is there? Like, I really don't think there is. It could be just me. It could just be me though. But yeah, that's what my friend she said if they were going to give pushback, they would give it to us as soon as we submitted the property damage claims and all that stuff. So that I think and I know I've got a meeting to meet with the lawyers in mid-December as well, or towards the end of December. Yeah. So yeah, that'll be great. That'll be good. Dixie says, I know, right? I stuck my head out a car window once and got arrested for mooning people. Oh man, that's funny. Tig is one of the best comedians working. Tig Notaro. I don't know. I think I've seen Tig Notaro. She used to do that show with Sarah. Was it the Sarah Silverman show? She was actually okay in that. I'll admit she was actually okay in that. And didn't she actually get CGI'd into a movie because the guy that was playing her role originally got canceled? So yeah, he got canceled. And then they like didn't they just like edit Tig Notaro into all those fucking like I'm wondering like did they reshoot everything with those scenes with him in there where that guy was supposed to be in there and put Tig Notaro in there or did they just or is Tig Notaro so good they brought Tig in and she just acted the whole shit without anybody else around. She's like, you know what, I can film this fucking movie without anybody else to bounce off of. Watch me. Watch me. I don't know. She might have. She might have. I feel like we're talking about Tig Notaro on my live stream, and I feel like we've gone way off of the beaten path of Spider-Man No Way Homes. I really wanted to like it, but I'll just stick to the original Ghostbusters flicks. Yeah, the original too. Like what you can't like look. I even seen somebody else reviewing the movie and just a couple other people too talking about something like, look, there's a few things that really work and people sometimes can't figure out why. Why does a movie like Ghostbusters work? Why? Why does a movie like The Big Lebowski work? You can look at some of these things and maybe try to boil down and figure some of it out. But some of it is where you're not going to be able to figure out because you got to look at that original movie and what it was. Look at some of these original things and what they were. This nostalgia that everybody keeps trying to bring back. And that's this. Ghostbusters was phenomenal. What was it? Was it a horror movie? Was it a comedy? Was it sci-fi? What was it? It kind of fits into several different little categories here when it comes down to things. But one of the things that you could take all of these elements and be like, oh, you could put some guys in a situation where they all come together, they believe in ghosts, and they start becoming Ghostbusters, and they do all this and that. And sure, you could probably write you a great movie that's going to be really good about that same exact shit. But do you have the kind of charisma and personalities and people like Dan Aykroyd, like a Bill Murray, like a Harold Ramis, like an Ernie Hudson, and Annie Potts? Do you have all of those things there together to bring this movie together to make it happen? A Sigourney Weaver, or Rick Moranis. Think about those names of those. I mean, maybe not Annie Potts so much, but think about all those names I just named. The people that those people are. They're not just like they're. I mean, they're not just like your average kind of actors. They're not just comedians. They're. For one, they're damn good actors. But the thing is, one of the things that they had that you don't see from a whole lot of actors is now, like I just said, I just used a minute ago, that C word, charisma. These people have charisma. They have personality. You see them on screen. You see, like, look, growing up, and I can guarantee you, growing up, think about this. Think about John Candy. Think about a John Candy movie that sucks. Leave it down in the comments below. I want to know what it is. Probably won't find it. Think about all the elements of these things these people had together. Like, you get them together. That's what it is. I don't give a shit if you got the best actors right now today in the game to come in and make a Ghostbusters movie. You're not going to do it. You're not going to put The Rock and who else is a fucking big name these days? You know, you're not going to put all of these different people into a movie like the Ghostbusters and expect it to be good, because you know why? Most of these people, while they are personalities, and some of them do have good personalities and some of them actually have charisma. So I think The Rock definitely has charisma, but the one thing he don't have what Dan Aykroyd had. He don't have what Bill Murray had. He don't have what anybody that was in these. He don't have what Rick Moranis had. You know, he don't have these things. There's certain things that certain qualities that people do and don't have, but you can't just create that neither, man. It's these people, bringing these people together at the right time and place in the right kind of creative space to make this kind of magic happen in a movie. That shit just don't happen. That shit just don't happen. If it was that easy, Hollywood would be in a better spot than they are right now, worrying about where they're going to play their movies, worrying about even if they have a place to go play their movies, if anybody's going to go see them. Now, there's a lot of other things you're suffering from as well. I mean, we could think about originalities, scripts, movie making, all these kinds of things that are just, everybody just wants to just like, fuck it. And maybe that's a good thing. People make this argument all the time about streaming. Everything's streaming. Streaming is the fucking future. Fuck theaters and all this and that. Okay, look. This is maybe we just need to take it there, because the quality of movies that are coming out and a lot of things with all the reboots and the remakes and all that bullshit, you know what? I'll fucking give it to you. Put all that bullshit on streaming. Leave theaters for good fucking movies. Like actual good ones, not just movies that have these stars in them and they're trying to sell these movies based on that. I mean, that's really what it is. Maybe we do just need to go to streaming, because then maybe that will put the fire under somebody's ass, a real filmmaker and real actors, to decide to actually put out a fucking movie that's worth seeing in the goddamn theater. And there's movies out there that are worth seeing in the theater. There's still those movies going around, but it's certainly not the movies. Most of the movies that you hear everybody rah-rahing about, they certainly don't star the fucking Rock or Ryan Reynolds. They don't. They don't. I feel like I just went on a rant. Did I just go on a rant? I don't know. I may be wrong. But anyway, let's get back into live chats. I feel like we didn't talk about Hawkeye much neither. Okay. Aggressively relaxed says, those motherfuckers hurt your NFT making hand. They owe you millions. Yes, my NFT making hand. That's funny. Star Wars MCU OG, my man. What is up? How are you doing? That's a great name too, man. Star Wars MCU OG. It's the OG. You know what, Star Wars MCU OG? We need to get you an avatar, my brother. We need to get you an avatar. We need to get you an avatar. Yeah. The sentence they hit me with that car always does well when court. Yeah. True. Good point. Good point. Point well taken. Point well taken. All right. Is that a little bit better? A little better. A little better. There we go. Let's see. Sozin, thank you so much for being here. I hope all's going well with you. A dude review says, mainly Bill Murray with his dry humor. Yeah, you know what? Like, I don't even know that. Like, Bill Murray to me, I don't even really feel like it's dry humor. Like, it's just, man, I don't know. It's just Bill Murray. You know what I mean? It's just like thinking about like Chevy Chase. You know, think about Chevy Chase back in the days in any fucking movie he's in. Like, you don't like most of the movies you see Chevy Chase in, you don't make that movie without Chevy Chase. What is Funny Farm without Chevy Chase? What is National Lampoon's Vacation movies without Chevy Chase, with somebody else in there? What is Fletch without Chevy Chase? What is Memoirs of an Invisible Man without Chevy Chase? Yeah, I'm telling you. These are some real talents. Dixie says, I was hit by an SUV because SUVs are gas-guzzling monsters and have a mind of their own. SUVs are worse than Christine. Oh, that's funny. A dude review says, best review I've seen on the new Ghostbusters is Red Letter Review. I haven't watched it yet. Dude, isn't it like an hour? Most of those when they do that shit, they're like an hour long anyway. But I haven't seen it. I did see it drop. I need to watch it. Because those dudes are fucking great. Those dudes are great. Do you ever feel like today is like Ghostbusters 2? There's some blue goo in the sewers that make everyone hate each other. Yeah, man. There's some sort of goo down there. There's some sort of goo down there. You know what it is? You know what the goo is? The goo is the social medias. And and it's only the social medias because the way people choose to interact with it. Because of the way people choose to interact with it. You know what I mean? It's yeah. It's made people forget about human contact and stuff like that. People give a fuck less these days, you know what I mean? Forget about you. Hell, they can't even tell it's you. You got your face hidden behind a mask. Sergio Susan says, I don't know, man. Dune and Eternals sure got some butts in seats with their good looking cast, even marketed to show as many of their actors. Yeah, Dune for sure. I've heard a lot of good things about Dune. I thought Eternals, I like Eternals. I thought Eternals was actually pretty good. A lot of people don't like it. I get it. I totally get it. Like, there's definitely some issues with the movie. But what we're talking about here, Sozun, is like trying to take something like Ghostbusters and recreate that magic and make a worthwhile sequel or reboot or whatever they're trying to do with this new Ghostbuster movie, trying to recreate that formula. And it's just some of the things you just can't recreate. You just can't do it. And you know what's funny is you look at a lot of things like a lot of these kind of bigger kind of movies, kind of cult classic-ish kind of movies. You see a lot of these things like a lot of these great big movies that we think about and how great they were back in the day. You take a look at them, and what you're talking about, I mean, you're talking about people that came up and got into the industry who were relatively unknowns, started making the name for themselves, like, you know, and obviously there's always been big Hollywood stuff out there, but it's almost like we're talking about like the working class of these certain kinds of people that, you know, just seem to put in more of the footwork in. Man, I don't even know how to say. But the thing is they've got something that these other people, like a lot of people these days just do not have. And it's not saying that people aren't good actors. It's not saying that people aren't good actors, but it's just saying there's some things you can't do. Just because, look, just because you put an all-star roster together for your football team doesn't mean that they're going to play well together. You could have the best quarterback, the best linemen, the best wide receivers, the best tight ends. You could have the best defenses. You could do all that shit. Just because you have the best of everything doesn't mean they're going to all come together and play together good. It just doesn't work like that. The thing is, you have different people from different skill sets, different backgrounds, and things like that. That's ultimately what makes all this, especially when you look at a lot of those older groups and things like that of all the people in these films and stuff that we're talking about, is they had their specific skill sets and everything that they took and they used and they brought to these movies and they did these things with. Like, I'm telling you, it's just different. It's not the same these days. It's just really not. And like I said, it's not to say there's not good actors or anything, but you can have good actors all day. There's always been good actors. But the thing is, like, there are certain people that have things that no matter what, they stand out. And again, that's where I would mostly say most of this would be the C word. It'd be that charisma. Something that people like Gal Gadot and Henry Cavill lack very much of. And personally, I think a lot of that too is due to the nature of social media and the way people interact with it and the way things are these days. I think a lot of it is due to that. Because how dare you have opinions or a personality that somebody don't agree with? You might not get a movie role. You might not get a job again in this town. Oh man. The special ingredient missing is definitely cocaine. Aglax, I'm not gonna say you're wrong. I'm not gonna say you're wrong. Yeah. Just pull the Campia. Wait, you were checking out somebody's dick? The shadow on their dick. My bad. That's funny. Just pull the Campia. That's funny. Oh man. Cue Ball says I like the Rock and Ryan. So you're not right. No, I like them too. I like the Rock. I like Ryan Reynolds. I'm saying they're good. But they're just not the same. Like Ryan Reynolds, you might be able to get something out of. Like they certainly did that with the first Deadpool movie. But or like like most people like they're just missing that thing, man. They're just missing that thing. It's funny too because I was talking about this the other day too. I was thinking about Tom Hanks. We could talk about Tom Hanks all day, but what's with this guy? What's with this guy that this just average looking Joe Schmo is like the every movie, every man kind of man? You go watch, your Sleepless in Seattle's, your You've Got Mails. You can sit there and watch things, even like his new one, Finch. Isn't it? What's called Finch? Is it Finch? I think it's called Finch. Good movie. You can look at Castaway. You can look at some of these different things that he has done. You can take a look at Apollo 13. You can take a look at Toy Story. You can take a look back into his younger days. You go back to Bachelor Party, Money Pit. Just go back to all these things. Like, think of what is it about Tom Hanks? Dude, he's not like the greatest looking guy. You know what I mean? He's not like the greatest looking guy. He's not the buffest guy. He's not the funniest guy. He's not any of these things. He's very talented, but one thing he definitely really has? Fucking charisma. You can't replace Tom Hanks. You know what? I guarantee you, if they went and they recast T'Challa in the MCU with fucking Tom Hanks, people are gonna like that shit. They're gonna like it and they're gonna eat it up. They can recast fucking Iron Man as Tom Hanks and they're gonna eat it up. You're gonna have Iron Man Tom Hanks. You're gonna have Black Panther Tom Hanks. You're gonna have Tom Hanks come in. He's gonna be Captain America too. And you know what? Nobody's gonna argue with you. You know why? Because Tom Hanks has that thing. He has that thing and he can pull it off. You'll see his ass standing there, all four of him standing there on screen together, and you'll be like, I had no problem with this. Nobody had a problem when Eddie Murphy did that shit. And I feel like we're Dune was really good. Yeah, I need to see it. I need to see it. Good movies don't get promoted because they're not woke enough. That you probably. But the thing is, like, there's just not like there's not really a whole lot out there anymore. There's not really a whole lot out there anymore. But honestly, like, I mean, yeah, I mean, there's not really a whole lot out there anymore. It's not to say they're not being done. As a Cowboys fan, that analogy cannot be more true. Yeah, believe me. I totally understand, my brother. Yeah, and believe me, as a Cowboys fan, or you as a Cowboys fan, I completely know what you're talking about. I totally know what you're talking about. Fucking got all-star teams. You got some of the, you got the best of the best players. Yeah. Anyway. Aglax says, "Did you watch Jungle Cruise? That movie was surprisingly awesome. You know what? It was actually good. You know that, like, you know what they should have done? Like that movie. Like if they would have left out the whole CG villains, silly shit they did there at the end, that movie would have been great. They could have cut that out. They could have cut the CG villain thing. They could have just got rid of all of that and just stuck with the regular, like, what they had going on. And that movie would have been way better. But it was like, I was surprised at how good Jungle Cruise was. I took my kids to see that. I haven't watched it yet since it's been on Disney Plus, but we went and watched that when it was at the theaters when it came out. And I was surprised how good that movie was. I was surprised how good that movie is, to be quite honest with you. My 4-year-old son loves that. Loves the Caddyshack, Three Amigos too. Yeah. Caddyshack, Three Amigos. Yeah. Again, another thing. Like you like remaking the Three Amigos. You can't do it. For one, I mean, people are probably going to say it's racist, but it's not. But the other thing is, like, you're not going to recreate it. You're not going to find 3 actors who have that it factor together working on screen in that same way as Chevy Chase and Steve Martin and Martin Short did when they did that movie. You're not even going to get the supporting cast that they had. Like, and there's largely a bunch of unknowns in there. I mean, sure, you get a short clip with Joe Montana and Phil Hartman and Joe. Oh man, I forget his name all of a sudden. Why'd I forget his name all of a sudden? The John Lovitz. I called him Joe. That's why I forgot. John Lovitz. Like, you get like a lot of just like brief little things out of these guys, but largely everybody else in that movie, they're not real big known names. The movie's a fucking classic. Yeah. And Caddyshack, come on, man. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Joe, you know the Cowboys. Are the Cowboys open their stadium? And so the Birds can poop on that big giant superstar in the middle of the field. Oh man. Tom Hanks should be in the new big bad in Marvel. Yeah, it's just Tom Hanks. He's not even like, it's not like he's like Galactus or he's like he's like it's not even like anything. He's just Tom Hanks. Like, Tom Hanks just walks in there, like they're all having a meeting. They're all having a meeting in Avengers Tower. Tom Hanks just walks in eating an apple. So guys, I heard y'all want to fight. You want to stop me? And then he whips, and then he unzips and whips it out. Bam! Lays it on the table and says, "What you got?" And they all cower in fear and they leave. They hop off into their multiverse. You're terrible, Aglax. I can't believe you suggest that. I heard it was so. That God can watch his team. Bachelor Party is a classic. Yeah. Tom Hanks is Black Panther. Yeah. Tom Hanks is hiding in Greece because pedophiles are not prosecuted there. Oh damn! I don't know where Tom Hanks is at. Is that why they filmed that? Is that why he filmed the movie Solo all alone? Like the movie Finch? Isn't that what it was called, Finch? Oh man. Q says Epstein's buddy Tom Hanks can't be Epstein's buddy Tom Hanks can't be Iron Man. RDJ has way more charisma than him. No, I like RDJ. I do like RDJ. I'm not gonna deny that one because I like RDJ. I do like Robert Downey Jr. Can't speak about Tony Stark. That's a completely different thing. But RDJ, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We need to get Matt Damon as the big bad. No, Matt Damon's already in the MCU. Matt Damon's already in the. Wait, right? Yeah, it's Matt Damon. Yeah, Matt Damon's already in the MCU. He's Thor. He's Thor. Wait, no, he's Loki. He's Loki. Yeah, he's Loki. Um, doing the Matt Damon dialogue from Team. Yeah, he comes in. He's just like, "I'm Matt Damon." They have to get all the Avengers around, like, "No!" Then he proceeds to go all Jason Bourne on their ass. Anyway, Hawkeye. We haven't really talked much about Hawkeye. I really haven't much to say. They've been pumping up the promotions for this show. I can't wait to see it. It actually looks like a pretty good show. You know, something interesting about Hawkeye. You know, something interesting is I'm wondering, you know, like we've been seeing they've kind of been planting the seeds for Dark Avengers, Young Avengers, New Avengers, just all these different kinds of things. Even a New Avengers team, possibly. But the interesting thing here is we got Hawkeye in this thing, you know, kind of being, you know, and looks like he's, you know, obviously been in the MCU for a while, and a more aged Hawkeye, where he's kind of obviously bringing in the new one. He's bringing in the new booty. We got us a Kate Bishop Hawkeye now. We got us a female Hawkeye. But it makes me wonder, like, is Jeremy Renner going to be coming back after this? Will he, or what is any of this leading to? Right? What is any of this leading to? I feel like he's a character. There's so much they could do because, like, in the comics, dude, he done a lot of shit. You know that, like, at one point, Hawkeye was even the leader of the Thunderbolts. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we've kind of heard, you know, rumblings and stuff, talks and stuff about there being a Thunderbolts, possibly Disney Plus TV show. I honestly think it'd be better as a movie. But we keep hearing these kinds of things, and I'm like, dude, that would be kind of interesting to see, like, Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye come in and lead the Thunderbolts. Now, in the comics, it was after the Thunderbolts had initially made their run, and then they ended up being found out that they were all bad guys, and that Zemo was the guy leading them. Well, they ended up breaking off from him, and Zemo kind of went out on his own, and the Thunderbolts continued on as a team, and Hawkeye actually stepped in and took over the leadership role in Thunderbolts. So it's very interesting, just like thinking about some of these kinds of things. Like, yeah, what could he be going on to do? Like, because it doesn't, like, Hawkeye hasn't really done much in the MCU. You know what I mean? Just kind of been there. I mean, it's not like he's some big kind of, you know, crazy character anyway. He don't have superpowers or anything. Like, he's just really, he's the world's best archer. He's good with a bow and arrow, and we can see, you know, what he's done. While he's not some big crazy superhero, he actually, you can see he does actually contribute to the team, to the Avengers, and everything that's going on there as well. Like him and Black Widow, obviously they are the street level type characters that don't really have any superpowers. Now, honestly, if you think about it, like Captain America, like he's got super strength, super speed, super power, like that, like how, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. He's still relatively human, right? Yeah. Anyway. But the point being is these guys are obviously just like your regular ground level characters, and I still feel like they do have a lot that these characters could contribute into the MCU and into a lot of the stories going forward. Where obviously, like we see in this Hawkeye series, where it looks like, you know, we're getting Kate Bishop, obviously. But is she going to be Hawkeye moving on? Is Hawkeye going to continue after this? Like I said, it's not even something like Jeremy Renner's got to get in like some kind of big crazy shape because he's like, you know, Thor, and he could, and look, let's be honest, is Jeremy Renner like, you know, like, are people knocking down and kicking down his door to get him in movies? Steady paycheck to star in a couple of movies here and there to keep reprising his role as his character, to do some of the different things that they could really do with this character. I think sounds like something very good. I'm hoping this Hawkeye show is really good because it looks like it's going to be pretty damn good. I've really enjoyed all of the marketing they've done for this show. It looks good. It looks fun. It looks interesting. I would like to see Hawkeye continuing on in the MCU and doing some of the things that he has done in the comic books with some of these things. Like I said, the West Coast Avengers, he was obviously there with them as well, which is very interesting too, considering we actually got some heroes on the West Coast right now. We've got Shang-Chi, we've got Ant-Man, who's based on the West Coast as well. Obviously, they're not part of the MCU that we know about, and I'm still speculating that they're not. But you still got Venom over there on the West Coast. You got some of these different things. Very, very interesting. Very interesting things that they could do with this Hawkeye character. And I'm having him continue to do other things within the MCU that they could have done. But are they really going to? I don't know. I feel like they should. I feel like they should. I feel like they could. I feel like they could. Yeah, Tony's. Excuse me, everyone. I have to go watch a 2-hour documentary while eating Oxycontin to get cue ball's joke. Oh man, that's funny. Doing the dialogue from Gary, Team America, Durka Durka. You guys are terrible. I want to watch Team America again now. Yeah. Absolutely. That's a great movie. You know what's funny is I seen I think it's on Amazon Prime right now. I think it was on Amazon Prime. Basketballs is on there. I was like, oh man, I remember this stupid movie. This cheesy movie. Fucking Basketballs. It's just funny. Star Wars MCU OG says Hawkeye also led the West Coast Avengers and had that run in Solo Avengers back in there. Yeah, exactly. And he was like a big part of the West Coast. You know what's interesting? Because John Walker was part of the West Coast Avengers too. John Walker was part of the West Coast. Dude, Black Knight was part of the West Coast Avengers. Yeah. And Solo Avengers. I never really read or any like of the Solo Avengers, but yeah. Like I said, he's done so many. He's done a lot of cool things in the comic books. He was part of the Avengers. He came in the Avengers. I want to say around issue. Was it around issue 10? I don't even know if it was 10 issues in. It might have been somewhere around there. He was part of the Avengers, and that was like back in the 60s. He came in. He was part of the Avengers. He was part of the West Coast Avengers. He was part of the Thunderbolt. He led the Thunderbolts. I think he actually even led the West Coast Avengers. Like, he actually led the West Coast Avengers. I could be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure he did. That's the thing, right? Like, they could do some, like, they could do some cool stuff with the character. And it seems like we see even, like, in the She-Hulk series, we've got Bruce Banner coming back, you know, we've got Mark Ruffalo. It looks like maybe we are going to have, like, maybe these characters are continuing to be in the MCU. Maybe they're going to carry on in kind of supporting kind of roles, and I'm okay with that. I think that's something that could easily be done within the confines of everything going on here. I was even thinking about this the other day too. It's very interesting that if you think about it, honestly, even according to the comics, you could even get Chris Evans to come back and play an old man Cap without being all super buff and everything. Like, he could just get, you know, just average size, because they did it. Like, he was old man Cap in the comics too, and he was just an old man. He was just old and grumpy, and he was Cap, but old and grumpy. You think Chris Evans wants to do that? No, I don't think I do. Or will. Damn it. I set that one up bad, didn't I? Ah, shit. Oh well. Yeah, West Coast Avengers. Yeah, absolutely. Dixie says, I know Hawkeye from MASH reruns. Nice. Hell yeah. Dude, I ain't seen MASH in some years, man. I remember when I was a kid growing up, used to watch it. Did I understand everything? Hell no, but I watched it. Yeah. MASH. Basketball is one of my all-time favorites. Oh, man, that's funny. Yeah, Basketballs, man. That movie's fucking crazy, dude. Like what, another one that I seen that was on. I actually got it. I got a copy of it too. Is man, I ain't seen it because I got it on HD DVD, and I had the HD drive for the 360. That was some years ago before Blu-ray was like it was still when the HD and Blu-ray battles were going on. But Blades of Glory with Will Ferrell and yeah, Napoleon Dynamite. I remember that. Remember that stupid movie? Oh man, that's just funny. Anyway, but yeah, basketballs, man, classic. Again, that's that's another one of those movies that you can only make then. Like you can't remake a movie like that. You can't remake a movie like Basketballs. A dude a review says can't wait for She-Hulk and especially Moon Knight. Yeah, I think She-Hulk's gonna be good. Moon Knight, I cannot wait for it. I know that I'm gonna be disappointed though because the only version I know of the character is the original OG series shit of Moon Knight, where he's like, dude, he's badass, man. I love the OG Moon Knight shit. It's just good stuff, man. The original Doug Mink and Don Perlin stuff. Oh, someone was sorry. Something was moving here. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Okay. Anyway, sorry about that. um, but yeah. Moon Knight. Like, I know I'm gonna be disappointed by Moon Knight. My expectations are gonna be way too high for Moon Knight. So I'm gonna have to. I know I'm just gonna have to be happy with what I get because I know I'm not gonna like. I already know. I'm not gonna like it. I can already tell. Like, but it looks good. It looks good. I hope for the best. I really do hope for the best. But I'm like, man, I don't know if they can do. I don't know if they can do Moon Knight as cool as they did in the comic books, man, in the OG run. I don't know if they can do that. I don't know if they can do that. They need to though. They need to though. Let's see. Anyway, guys, I think that's all I've got for today. If there's anything else you guys want to talk about, we'll hop into the live chats. We'll go for a couple more minutes here, see what you guys want. But other than that, that's really all I have. Let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. I've kind of been flapping my gums here for nearly 90 minutes now about some of this nerdy stuff. I can't even believe it's been 90 minutes. But yeah, we've got, like I said, my man Chillmonger is going to be here on the channel. We're going to be reviewing, or maybe not even necessarily reviewing, but talking about Hawkeye on Wednesday morning on the morning movie chat. We'll have my man Chillmonger on talking about Hawkeye. Obviously, the stuff with the Spider-Man stuff. There's just so much going on in this trailer, and I feel like there's so much, like everybody's speculating on certain stuff, but we're not asking ourselves enough questions of what's not going on. What aren't we asking here? There's a lot of questions not being asked, and definitely a lot not a lot being answered, which is a good thing. I was thinking about this the other day too. Like sometimes I feel like maybe they work a little too hard on these movies to keep them all in secrecy. You know what I mean? And that could be a good thing. It could also be a bad thing. I'm not really for sure. Sometimes I wonder how I feel about all of that. Sometimes I wonder how I feel about all that. But anyway, guys, oh man, I was talking about this on Friday. I got this thing in the mail today. I finally got this in the mail. The songs for the dead, the trade paperback. Remember the other day I got the yeah. Remember I got the issues 2 through 4. Yeah, I got the trade paperback now. I got this right here. This just came in the mail. Now I did get it on eBay, and it was, I think, like from the Goodwill, like a Goodwill up in the Seattle area, and it was discounted. I think it was like $5. I think it was like $5. Instead of like a $20 list price. Wasn't it 20? Well, I think it's probably like $20 list price. I don't know. It probably says in here somewhere. That's what most of them are. Probably like $19.99 or $15.99 or $16.99. Anyway, it was on here on the back. That's odd. It usually does. But yeah, this just came in. There's like I said, like $5 to get this. But I think the only thing wrong with it was like right here. Like I'm not sure how well you can tell. Like it looks like it was kind of, maybe it was in a box or something that got smashed a little bit. Like maybe it got dropped. Maybe like got dropped on that end or something. But other than that, I mean, looks to be in pretty good condition. It's not like, hey, it's a trade paperback. It's not like it's the floppy, and I've got to worry about keeping it all nice and pristine. But honestly, sometimes trade paperbacks become worth some money too. It's really crazy. It's really weird. I don't understand it. I won't pretend to understand it neither. Aggressively relaxing says, I'm looking forward to a scene where Clint Eastwood gives a shit who is called Hawkeye. I don't call myself that. Other people do. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah. If they make a new Incredible Hulk movie, I think they should just get a huge gay and paint him green. Not so much CGI. I like the guy from Game of Thrones, the Mountain. Get a guy like which? Oh yeah, I mean like they did with Lou Ferrigno, right? Yeah, get a huge guy. Yeah, like Lou Ferrigno. Well, I mean obviously not Lou Ferrigno. I mean, he's not. But yeah. I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Oh shit, yeah, Hawkeye's on. I know, dude. I couldn't believe it either. I'm like, dude, it's already Wednesday. Already coming up on Wednesday. I know, crazy. Good year for MCU content. Yeah, it actually really has been. I mean, like the biggest letdown is What If and Loki, right? Like those are the biggest letdowns. Like, yeah. I mean, I think there were bigger letdowns than even like Black Widow. And I wouldn't even say Black Widow was. I'm not even of the camp that Black Widow was a huge letdown. It's just like it's a little bit of a letdown, though. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of a letdown. It's not a huge one, but it's a little bit of one. You know, it's a little bit of one. Dang it, it's a little bit of one. Shang-Chi, I actually thought was pretty good, and Eternals too. I'm of the camp too. I still think the Eternals was actually a pretty good movie. I thought it was good. Like I said, there's some issues with it, but yeah. Anyway. But yeah, definitely good year for MCU content. And then look, and then we've still like even after Hawkeye, we've still got Spider-Man waiting. We still got Spider-Man in the wings, right? Damn. Yeah. Bermuda, baby. Woo! Stop it. You're getting me all hyped up, man.
Stop it. Stop it.
You got to. Because like I'm actually starting to get, I'm actually starting to get pumped up again. I mean, look, there's some things, like on all these movies and stuff. I always wish there was things that could do better, a little bit better. Like I wish we had Peter Parker, not Peter Starker, in the MCU. But hey, you know what? I hate that when people say you can't have your cake and eat it too. But yes, goddammit, you can have your cake and eat it too. Although you shouldn't be eating cake and all that bullshit. If you do, make sure you do it after a workout or something like that. But what I'm trying to say is you can have your cake, you can eat it too. We've had it, it's good, and they need to bring it back to us. And they're certainly not going to do that with this MCU Peter Starker.